Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We really do appreciate all of the support. If you're joining me on the Facebook channel or via my Facebook page, Coach Gene Clemens, make sure that you are following the page. It is building almost up to, I want to say almost 1,000 on the page now, and I know that's because you guys are out there, doing what you do, and making those algorithm in a good way, and I really do appreciate it. The Bucs hired Todd Bowles as their new head football coach, and I think the cool thing about it, the fly thing about it for the Bucs is that they did all of this without any rumors or whatever getting out. It was just done, right? Bruce Arians retired, and they didn't just hire Todd Bowles as some lame duck interim coach. They gave him a 5-year contract, and I think that's significant because it's hard enough to coach. It's hard enough to be a coach. It's hard enough to be a black coach in at any level, but definitely in the NFL. And so when you get that 5-year security and it's done the way it's done, it allows you to understand that people actually have faith in you. This isn't just some like, oh, we want to try to keep the continuity the same. No, they really and truly believe that Todd Bowles is a leader of men and would be a great head coach. It's funny because when I said that I posted on Twitter yesterday that Todd Bowles being hired was the best news that I had heard all day, and immediately somebody jumped on and commented that he was bad in New York. And I went, well, who hasn't been bad in New York? Herm Edwards? Like, I don't know. Like, when was the last time that a Jets head coach was good? So I think that's more of an indictment on the people above the coach than it is on the coach. Nobody has done well as the head coach of the New York Jets. Dave Aranda right now is trying to build something that's not going to work because the Jets are not good. They're not well run. They're not well run. And because you're not well run, it doesn't really matter what the people below you do. It's going to be hard to have sustained success, let alone success. So, when we look at Todd Bowles being hired, and we say, man, that's really good for Todd Bowles because he gets a job where he's not in a rebuild. Like so many times, the black coach, when he gets his first opportunity, when she gets her first opportunity in any sport, mind you, most times when a black coach gets an opportunity, they have to do some type of rebuild. Rarely, I say rarely, doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Stay out the mentions. But rarely do you see it as a situation where a black coach comes into a head coaching situation that's already great. Either it's a rebuild, they're on the decline, or there's something underneath that nobody knows about except for the people on the inside, and that coach doesn't figure it out until they're there. So for Todd Bowles to get an opportunity to hit the ground running as the head coach of a team with a Tom Brady coming back for another year, with weapons, with an upgrade at the offensive line with Shaq Mason, with a defense that's going to be better, with Logan Ryan, and that's before you ever get to the draft. I mean, I think it's great. I think it's a great thing, and it's well deserved because I think Todd Bowles got a raw deal in New York. I think that Todd Bowles should have kept his job longer. I think there's an argument that can be made that if Todd Bowles was to have stayed with the Jets, that he could have had success. He could have had success if they had been willing to stay the course. He could have had success if they had been willing to double down. But again, they're the Jets, so that's what you get. So I'm happy to see Todd Bowles get this opportunity, but I can't go by without saying thank you to Bruce Arians. Like, legit, heartfelt, sincere thank you to Bruce Arians. And I want to make sure I'm looking into the camera when I say this, because I hope that somebody out there sees this and just lets him know, hey, there's this dude, you don't know him, you're never going to know him, but he says thank you. Because as a coach, one of the things that I always think about is how do coaches ascend, right? How do coaches ascend? Well, most times in this profession, and it's funny because I picked two professions that tend to both work the same way. In journalism and in sports, many times, it's not what you know, it's who you know. It's the ability to take jobs that you could normally not take if you didn't have a support system around you. It's the ability to get jobs or get into the door for interviews because you know somebody already in the organization. Nepotism is alive and well. I just saw Ed Orgeron's son get a job with the Miami Hurricanes. No experience. You see it. It's not a what you know, it's a who you know. And so a lot of times for us, even guys who played in the league, we don't know the people who make decisions. We don't know the people who can pull us and bring us up. Why? Because all of those people are white. Now, when I say no, I don't mean we've had a conversation. I mean no. Like when Kyle Shanahan took the job with the 49ers, he brought a bunch of people he knew with him. And because he was able to bring a bunch of people that he knew with him, that he was tight with him, those guys all ended up being white. Well, not all, but, the majority of them ended up being white. And because they were elevated to these different levels, many of them have now gone on to get head coaching jobs. The same with McVay. But when you don't have those relationships, how do you ever get up there? And my man Bruce Arians, and full disclosure, I'm not even a big BA guy. I respect him as a coach, but some of the stuff where he kicks it out. But this is the thing that I love about BA. BA went out and gave guys that opportunity. Look at his staff. Men, women, people of color. He gave them the opportunity to get into the door. And now, by stepping away when he does, he doesn't step away after Tom Brady's already gone. Why do you people think Todd Bowles wasn't out there looking for jobs? Why do you think that Byron Leftwich didn't really search a lot of places? He only interviewed a couple, I think, and was only going to take one, but decided against it because he understood that this might be his only shot. He understood that this might be his only chance to be a head coach. And so I cannot afford to go to an organization where there may be dysfunction. I cannot afford, even if it's the organization that I played so many years with, I can't afford to go there and get it wrong, or at least not have the setup be what I need it to be in order to have success. Because I'm probably only getting one bite at the apple. This isn't a Josh McDaniels thing where you can be bad and then just fall back into the spot that you were before as an offensive coordinator and let years go by and then just cherry pick whatever job you want. This is a situation where he's going to get one shot. There's an argument to be made that if the Bucs didn't give Todd Bowles this head coaching job, nobody else ever would. Why? Because they would all be going for the young, up-and-coming offensive genius that happens to look more like B.A. when he was young than do Todd Bowles. So by Bruce Arians doing this, when he did it, he gives the runway to Todd Bowles to get his head coaching career back on track with hopefully a winning season because you have a good team. He allows Byron Leftwich to get another year to work with an offense that's ran by Tom Brady. And he gets an opportunity to coordinate and plan things with Tom Brady in tow. That's another year of good. Maybe that's what helps him get that job that he didn't get this year. Maybe that's what puts him over the top. Is that one more year, that one more opportunity? We know that these things aren't equitable. We know that these things aren't fair. Guys get jobs who don't deserve jobs. Look down in Miami, right? Look in Denver. Guys get jobs who don't actually deserve jobs. So for Bruce Arians to ensure that a guy who deserves a bite at the apple gets a bite at the apple is awesome. Shout out to Raheem Morris up in LA, by the way. Super Bowl champion Raheem Morris. Defensive coordinator of that defense in LA. No bites at the apple still. His first job early in his coaching career, too early. Did a great job for somebody that was given no resources to work with. Y'all should really go back and look at what the Bucs gave Raheem Morris to work with. You guys should go back and look at what the Bucs took away from the team once Raheem Morris took over. You guys should go back and look at what they did not add to the team once Raheem Morris took over. And in his years, what he was able to do in spite of. And then go and look at what they spent the moment they got Raheem Morris out of there. And you tell me the fix wasn't in. You know, Luke Easterling, shout out to Luke. He posed a question earlier today. He said that where is it? He said that. Oh no, he didn't pose a question. I'm sorry. He was saying that, because another outlet got the wrong picture in there for Todd Bowles, he was complaining about media people getting the picture wrong. And I said, well, in fairness, there are a lot of them, with the Bucs. There are a lot of opportunities to get it wrong with the Bucs because they have so many black coaches, right? And then I started to think about it. It's like, yeah, this BA era has produced a lot of black coaches. But when black coaches have become head coaches with the Bucs, it hasn't gone so well. Like, the Bucs haven't really put their best foot forward when it comes to how they treat the black coach. They dogged Raheem. They did him wrong. I don't care what anybody says. They did him wrong. They dogged Lovie Smith. They did Lovie Smith wrong. I don't really care what anyone says. They did him wrong. Let's hope that they do right by Todd Bowles. And there's every indication that they will, because guess who's still in the offense? BA will still be around. Salute to you, Bruce Arians, salute. Because not everybody's out there really being about it. A lot of these teams talk about it. A lot of these other coaches talk about it. But you were out there being about it, and we really do appreciate that. As a coach, I appreciate it. As a fan, I appreciate it. Now is your turn, Todd Bowles. What are you going to do to advance? Because now BA set the standard. You've got to advance. You have to do what these other coaches are doing. You have to continually give minority players or minority coaches the opportunity to shine with you. You're up. You got to make this work. And I don't care if it's pressure, but you got to make this work, and you got to bring brothers and sisters along with you. Because they're not going to get the opportunity anywhere else on a regular basis. BA set the standard, and now it's time for you to advance the cause. Good luck to you and Godspeed. I'll be watching because I love me some Bucs. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. You do this thing a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure you like it. Hey, subscribe to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. If you're joining me on Facebook, make sure that you follow the page. We appreciate it. Until next time, peace.